Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a pretty good day today. I know I am myself. Today I got some cool plans. We're playing on the hardcore world here, and my inventory is still full from last episode where we expanded the village a little bit, built a new house, all that cool stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out my inventory, but before I do that, let's go ahead and talk about today's episode. So, 2 episodes ago, we made this nice little enchanting room. Whoops, I'm trying to put my UI back on the screen, which is great. And then I finally thought of the next expansion I want to make to the base. So I think I want to go out these doors here. And then, do I have any stairs on me? I don't. Excuse me. Okay. I want to add a little staircase here, like so. Something like this. I don't know. We'll just grab a few more blocks. And create a new floor right out here. And I'm going to stop building it because I'm pretty much going to have to chop all these blocks down and replace them with whatever I actually want to build with. And we're going to be starting the episode with a little train station. So I talked a little bit about wanting to set up some minecarts before. And today we're going to set up the first one. So I think this is going to be like our little train station of the house. And this is important because people recommended that I turn this little glass ceiling here into a fish tank right where I'm starting. So all the water and fish should be right here. And then we could change these glass panes to be glass blocks. And you can see the whole fish tank from below and from the sides. We can put some more glass blocks on this side. And I thought that was a great idea. So by putting our train station here, we can finally start building up the little fish tank that's going to go in the middle of the house. We'll have a mine cart, and it's going to take us over the farms here and all the way down to our village. So I don't have to keep running all the way across this lake, essentially, is my plan. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out my inventory, start seeing what blocks we have, what blocks we need, all that good stuff, and we'll get right into it. Might as well see how this mob farm's been doing. I've just been letting it cook in the back. I noticed that every once in a while for some reason. Maybe it's because of like a certain distance I'm at where these bottom hoppers don't get loaded. But sometimes the drops will actually fall in that top chest instead of going all the way to the bottom, which is interesting. But not a big deal. It's been producing pretty steady, you know? I mean, it doesn't give us a ton of resources super fast, but when you're not using the bones or arrows or anything like that, and they're just kind of steadily building up in the background as you work on other things, it's definitely nice, especially since we built it so early in the game that it's just been cooking up for us this whole time. I do use the bones every once in a while, but you can see, you know, we're doing pretty good for our purposes. All right. All right, most importantly, we're going to need some powered rails here, so I'll go ahead and make... I don't want to use all of our gold. We'll see if we can get away with 36. I want it to move pretty quickly, like max speed the whole time. So I want to be sort of generous with those. We can always go mining for more stuff. And then after that, we're going to need rails. I'm going to want at least 2 stacks. We'll do 2.5 stacks, might as well. And I should still have like a pretty decent amount of iron left over if we need more. I'll go ahead and grab some more sticks. Maybe some redstone we might need. I'll take the sticks so that we can make some levers that I'll probably use to power everything. Let's see, levers. I'll make, I don't know, 20 or so. And then we'll probably need some buttons. But for now, before I even worry about the rest of the minecarts, I need to start actually building up our platform here. So let's think about how we want to make this. I think cobblestone's probably a good option. Except I don't like that cobblestone would match, or like the rails wouldn't look very clear if they're on cobblestone. So let's see here. Probably start with some oak wood. Always good to start with oak. You know, just something classic, a staple, if you will. And then, do I have any stairs? I have some oak stairs. We'll go ahead and go with oak stairs, just because why not? Keep it simple, and then we'll try and spice it up as we go a little bit. Maybe another set of stairs here. All right. All right. Excuse me. So, what I have in mind, this is pretty much how we're going to get the whole thing started off. So, you go out this door here. And I actually want to make this little section into an indoor closed room. So we'll have another door where you can head outside. You'll come in here. You can either go up the stairs or you can continue in here. I might even remove these doors just to make that a little bit easier, because I want this to be only accessible from the inside. We'll probably also go ahead and tear this wall out right here. That way we can have like another way to get into the house and into the bedroom easily, so we could also get there quickly from this side of the base rather than having to walk all the way around to those stairs, which is nice. I like making the base really accessible from many different ways. That's always fun. Good stuff. Okay. Anyway, so what I have in mind is I want to have essentially like one minecart here, and then maybe like a control station. So maybe against this back wall here, or out here on this side. Like we might want to extend this just a tiny bit. Let's see, I don't have a whole lot of oak wood on me. So we could extend this out just a little bit, and then we could have like, you know, say a wall of levers or something like that. So say if we add on more different places to go on a minecart, I can have a lever or two here. And like if we click this lever, it's going to run a redstone line all the way to some point in the track that'll make the track turn left rather than right like it normally does, or vice versa. And so basically, say I want to go to our custom village, we can have all of these set to up. And then if you wanted to go to the village we actually found further down off to the right, I could flip this lever, and then we can make the track turn before we send off on our minecart. And then it'll also stay like that, so when we want to return, we could still get back, and then you could unflip the lever before you go. Only problem would be is you have to make sure that you flip the levers to whatever you want. Like if you just mindlessly come here and get on the minecart and take off, like you could kind of get screwed. I don't know if you can break a minecart while you're in it. But yeah, you could end up going somewhere you don't want to go. But I'm sure like you can maybe mine the tracks in front of you. I'm sure, or maybe get out and hit it before it gets out of your reach. We'll see. That's a bridge we'll cross once we get there. And then we could go ahead and switch these to being solid cobblestone blocks. Not that important, just want to start making things look nice here. Then the only other thing I'm wondering is, should I make the floor actually go up one so that it matches the level of this thing here? We don't have to do it that way. I could also just add glass from right here, but I don't think that makes as much sense. I could also lower the glass by one so that the fish tank starts in the waters where the glass is now. I'm not going to worry about that too much yet. I think it's pretty important, because wherever the floor goes is where everything goes. I think keeping it down here is probably going to be best because it matches up with this roof better that way. So now we just got to figure out how exactly we're going to wall this thing up. I did want it sort of outdoorsy though. That's the problem. That's the problem here, because if this is outdoors, I guess we could just add 2 doors right here. So then this is like coming inside. Yeah, that's what we'll do. This will be considered outside. And yeah, let me keep building this up a little bit further. Okay, I think I got it pretty much how I want it set up. This is the general idea. Obviously, we can make modifications if we need to at any point. But yeah, so we got our little track. We got some handrails. I made it pretty clear that this is supposed to be like an outdoor open section. Maybe we'll put an awning over it. Probably not. At least not anytime soon. But it's also still like part of the base. And then you can see I kind of framed out how we're going to make the glass tank here. I need some more glass. And then we'll obviously need water and fish to throw in there, but that shouldn't be too hard to get. But we're pretty much good to go. I still have to decide if I want to do anything about this little outdoors section. If I want to, you know what, since we covered in that other side, we should probably cover in this side as well. And then I don't know how I feel about this, having it planks on one side but then logs on the other. But I'm also low on logs. Where did I get more logs from? Must have chopped them down somewhere. Okay, that's decent, not great. But yeah, this is the general idea. So I think to move forward now, I want to start making the tracks. And I already have an idea how I want to make the tracks. I want to do mostly slabs. And then every once in a while, we'll switch. Good thing I have this guy here. Let's make some stairs. And we already have fences. Okay, that's perfect. So let's take our slabs, maybe these, and some fences. And essentially, what I want to do is I want to have like posts every once in a while. Whoops. So it looks like the track is actually being held up by something. So it'll be something like this. And then that'll also be where we put levers. And I might as well do them on both sides. That way we can put some powered rail up there. Let's go ahead and run up there. So let's see here. And then I'll do probably chunks of 3 powered rails. Sounds good to me. The levers are really cheap, easy to do. Yeah, I think that's generally nice. I haven't figured out exactly how I want to make the track look when I'm going upwards or downwards yet, but basically, yeah, we'll make oak slabs so we're kind of raised up off the ground a little bit for the most part, and then every once in a while I'll have these little posts that look like they're holding it up. But now let's figure out how we're gonna go upwards. So let's see. If we wanted to go up one, I should do this part off camera probably. Do I have any dirt in my inventory to build up? I don't. Okay, so basically this is what it needs to look like on top, and they do pretty much have to be full blocks. So I'm thinking, because the problem is it's going to look a lot bulkier wherever it goes up. So we'll have to do maybe a support at the bottom. And then the stairs will give it a little bit more shape, and I still need more stairs. And then 3 blocks, is that as far up as I want to go here, or do I want to go up one more? Let's see. That's probably pretty good. I actually don't even need to go up. I could just turn here at this point, honestly. Yeah, let's try and do that instead. We'll just go like straight over right next to the cow pen, I think. See if I can make the slabs turn that way. We're gonna have to go get some more oak wood in order to do all this, but basically I want it to go here. Perfect. And yeah, maybe we'll be able to keep the whole thing level. We'll see. But I definitely don't need another post right there. We could do another post at the turn though. That's probably not a bad idea. Maybe just a simple post here. It doesn't have to have the stairs on both sides. Alright, I'm going to get back to work then. Alright, I'm not exactly sure where I left things off before. Hang on, let me turn this game volume down a little bit while we're on the minecart since they're very loud. But I went ahead and finished our minecart track. It goes all the way to the village now, and I made this little platform where we can get off our minecart, head down the stairs. I don't think it's positioned in the best place. I've thought about moving it to maybe somewhere a little off to the right, or just stopping it a little bit shorter, so there's some more space where you could actually get a good glimpse of the houses here. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. I think I'll just leave it be and be happy with what we've done so far. Oh, we got a 3rd villager over here. It's really interesting how they keep making more villagers even though there's only 2 beds in each house. But I guess I'll take it. I know one of these guys I needed to trade with. I think it's from the other house, actually. I needed to grab some potatoes and beetroot to lock in this guy's trades. But I'm glad he got potatoes and beetroot, because I don't think we have a whole lot of villagers trading that stuff. And we do farm them, and we could probably farm them automatically at some point. Or at least semi-automatically. But anyways, so our railway's done. That's definitely a big win for today. Now it's a lot easier for me to get down there to trade with the villagers. You know, now that I think about it, it might be smart if I made a stop at the farm. Because oftentimes when I'm like wanting to go trade with the villagers, it's right after I farm, and then I want to run right down there. But at that point, I'm already like halfway there. You know, it'd be quicker for me to just run it than it would be for me to just head all the way back to the house to hop in a minecart. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Maybe I'll just, you know, slowly farm things over time and rack up a bunch of stuff in my storage, and then when I'm ready to trade, I could take whatever I have farmed up, go in, grab some more stuff out of the chest, and then hit the minecart over there. Should work pretty well. Now, back to what else we were working on was our little train station here. So the next thing at hand is going to be finishing up our little fish tank. So first things first, I need some more sand to make more glass, and then we're going to need water, and we're going to need fish. So I'll go ahead and make a few buckets so I don't have to like struggle too hard trying to get fish in here. Let's see, I only have 1 bucket, it looks like. I don't think I have any others, so we'll make like, I don't know, 3 more. Seems like a reasonable number. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. Boom. So now we have those, and then I'm gonna have to go get some sand and get some fish. And I would like to put some like tropical or cool looking fish in there, but we're not really, I don't know where any oceans are around us, so we're just gonna have to, you know, get what we get and not throw a fit, if you will. And I don't want to mine the sand that's really close to our house because it's just gonna make the whole surrounding area look kind of bad. So we'll go cross over the hill in this direction and see if, I'm pretty sure there's another lake, yeah, over here. And I'll mine the sand out from over here. Maybe find some fish too. And we'll be right back. Alright, I've been looking around all over, and the only fish I can seem to find are... Oh my goodness, get over here. Are salmon, so we're going to have to settle for some salmon in our fish tank, which I think is fine. You know, some fish are fish, and later on, maybe we could find some more different kinds of fish to throw in some variety in there. But I think 3 salmon should do it. And I went ahead and got some sand too that's already cooking up in the base, so we'll be able to put together the whole shebang here pretty easily, I hope. Alright, we'll go ahead and check the furnaces here. This should be enough glass to finish up the whole thing, which would be great. And you can see I got a little construction dirt going on. Perfect. So all the glass on the interior is done. I like that we have a slightly bigger window from the bedroom too. I think it's going to be really cool. I should give a shout out to whoever suggested this idea in the comments. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll certainly have to check that. Oh, you know what? Yeah. How do I want this to go exactly? I don't know the best way of doing this. Because if I do this a certain way, it should create infinite water sources, but it doesn't look like it is the way I'm doing it right now. Maybe I need to do this. There we go. And then we'll just fill in water pretty much everywhere. I'm sure there's a better way of doing that, but that's alright. Doesn't have to be perfect. We got a few fish in there. And I don't think they'll drown if I cap it on top. Because that was my plan. I guess we don't have to cap it on top. But that was my plan to do so. They might need some air, you know what I mean? So maybe we should leave it open. I don't know. We'll cap it, and if they die, then we could easily get some more fish and change the design later. But there we go. There you have it. We have our first ever little fish tank here. Pretty cool. Right there next to the train station. And I'm pretty happy with that. I like that we could see it from the train station. You could also see it in the little hallway going from whatever we're calling this little balcony area, and you could even see it from our bedroom. It's in like a nice central spot. Oh, and we should check it out from below too. You could see it from the furnace room too, right? Yeah, very neat. Kind of interesting looking, and definitely adds some more character to the base. I really like how it's kind of in the center. And now we have this new section of the base that's very like outdoor centered, but also just gives us more ways to get around, which I really like that about the base. I like how you can just kind of zigzag through it in every different direction to get to where you want to go. I like that we have some places that are here just for you to kind of take a look at the area and enjoy the base, enjoy the Minecraft world. And then we also have, you know, some places that are just nice and decorating but still serve a purpose, giving us a place to sleep. And then we have other places that are like really fully functional. I mean, it still looks nice, relatively speaking, but this is mostly for us to be able to get around, so we can get down to our villagers down there. So, with that being said, and a very loud minecart in the background, I think that's going to call it for today's episode. These pretty much accomplishes all the objectives I had. I wanted to build a minecart and a train station in our base that would lead us down to the village, and we could also add on to it later for any other destinations we might have. And we also built a fish tank inside the base too, and I had a pretty good time doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the feedback and the idea for the fish tank too. All right, catch you guys.